And Tim, I wanted to ask because obviously, I guess in AFL, drawn games are a fairly rare feat. But I think you were involved throughout your career in at least four of them. I was wondering if you sort of remember any of those. Do they stick out in your memory at all?
Oh, they don't. I think there
Okay.
was Richmond.
Yeah, that's one.
I reckon there was
Yeah.
a Richmond one we drew, and there might have been either North Melbourne or the Western Bulldogs, I could remember.
Yep, North Melbourne was one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. I think the other two were Essendon and Sydney, I think.
Yep. That's what I found.
Yeah, there you go. Certainly don't remember the Essendon one.
Okay.
I think the Sydney one. Yeah, we always had really tight games against Sydney, so that doesn't surprise me at all. But they're just a weird feeling when you come and draw. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all for. I know it doesn't happen often in AFL, but it happens in the league a bit. I'm all for extra time or golden point, or it's just a numb, dull feeling when you come and draw. I just don't like, and that's probably the reason I don't enjoy soccer as much, because it can be a 0-0 draw or a 1-1 draw a lot of the time.
Yeah, it'd be a strange feeling, wouldn't it, getting to the end of the game and sort of you don't know if you're meant to be upset.
I remember it happened in a grand final. I can't remember what year it was, but like in a grand final, they had to replay.
I think it was 2011.
Yeah,
I think it was.
And then literally had to come back the next week and play again.
Yeah.
And it's such and depending on who it is, like St Kilda were just destroyed, injuries going. A lot of their players got up to play the first grand final. And sometimes you've got to get a lot of painkillers and all that sort of stuff just to get up to play a grand final, and then you come and draw and you've got to try and do it again.
Yeah.
They were beat up and they just didn't recover from it.
Yeah, that's a tough ask. And you mentioned that you had a lot of close games with Sydney, but obviously you sort of played in one of the most dominant teams in the AFL, I think. Are there any other teams that you sort of felt like you struggled against? I think there are only two that you ended up losing more games to than you won against.
And you've named one of them already.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so Sydney was always pretty competitive.
Yeah.
West Coast got the better of us towards the end, probably.
That is the other one.
That's the other one.
But that was the Chris Judd, Ben Cousins, sort of Dean Cox era, where they come up here and we West Coast, like a lot of Melbourne teams, would come up to Brisbane and play us in the heat, and they just couldn't deal with it. Where West Coast sort of deal with that heat all summer.
Yeah.
So they actually enjoyed getting out of their cool environment and playing us, and they sort of always seem to play pretty well at the Gabba. I think there was a period where West Coast would win in Brisbane and we would win over in Perth sometimes. So, they were probably the most competitive in that. And they obviously, in the early 2000s or mid-2000s, they played off in a couple of grand finals against each other. So they were probably when they were beating us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect. Tim, we don't want to harp on obviously the negative. We prefer talking about the ones you won, but obviously the loss in 2004. Not so much about that game, but was there like a collective sense of the fact that it was a little bit sort of an end of an era? Like there were people retiring. Obviously, Alistair Lynch would have been suspended for 3.5 years after that game, so he retired anyway. So did you sort of know that was probably the end of an era a little bit?
Yeah, we probably did, but we still had a pretty good group of young, sort of the early, I suppose, mid to late 20-year-olds that were still the key to the thing. But to get up for so long, and to travel all that time, as you see with the Fremantle and West Coast team, there's not many 300 plus game players that play for the Perth-based teams because they've got to travel. So it just is taxing on your body.
Yeah.
So we were doing a lot of travelling, and over that period of time, 4 finals, I think in that 6-year period where we played a lot of finals, that was an extra whole year of football that we played against a team that might not have played finals.
Yeah, true.
So it worked out to be about 23 or 25 finals or something that we played in that 6-year block. So it does get to you. But that 2000 and the lost one was a stitch up. The AFL had that agreement that a final had to be played at the MCG every week of finals. There had to be one game there. Like we finished second on the ladder, and I think the preliminary finals was against Geelong, who finished 5th, but we had to play them at the MCG.
Yeah, that's right.
Like it just didn't. And it was and we had to play on the Saturday night where Port Adelaide played Friday night. We had to fly back to Brisbane and do it all again, and we were pretty banged up. Brownie had his knee and that many injections into his knee trying to get him up to play. He had surgery straight after the game. You mentioned Lynchy went out swinging. He tore his quad. That's why he started swinging.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he tore his quad, and that was it for him the rest of the game. Couldn't come back. He tore his quad. If you see the footage, he comes back up pretty heavily taped up. But, yeah, so there was a few. And the week before, Sean Hart ran into Daniel Bradshaw and fractured his skull, both sides of his nose down to his jaw.
Jeez.
Caved his whole head in the prelim, so he didn't play, which he was pretty important to the midfield group. And we just,
Also not a great advertisement for his headgear that he wore his whole career too, poor fellow.
No, exactly right. Hit him right in the middle, missed everything.
Yeah.
So he was in a bad way. And it wasn't end of an era. Like, you had Mark Stashkoff retiring, LSD Lynch, and they'd been there forever, sort of thing. But, it was time that you can't keep winning in the AFL forever because the draft doesn't let you.
Yeah, good point.
That doesn't let you because for 4 years we played the grand final. We finished first or second. Our first draft picks were 20-something, 20. So you're not getting a high draft pick.
Yeah, that's sort of how the system's designed, isn't it?
Yeah, and eventually you're going to fall off. Players are taking pay cuts to stay with the group together, and that starts to wear thin on certain people, and clubs are offering them big money to go home to Melbourne, and all that sort of stuff happens. So it's never gonna stay together. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, we actually opened up sort of the question, well, to our listeners. We sort of said, look, we're having a chat to Tim Notting. Is there anything that you would like to ask him? A couple of questions that we thought were quite interesting. First one regarding the biggest kick that you've seen. Someone said, is Josh Drummond the biggest kick that you've seen or played with in the AFL?
Oh, he's not the biggest kick I've ever seen. He's one of the best kicks by a mile. His look away kick was phenomenal. Daniel Richards a big kick.
True.
But we played it like Ben Graham was playing at Geelong when I was playing. So the two Rocker brothers were very big kicks.
They went to the NFL as punters, or Ben Graham went over to the NFL, didn't he, as a punter?
Yeah, Ben Graham and both Rocker boys had a crack over as punters. There was a few big. Justin Fletcher was a big kick for Essendon. There was always one or two in each team. That Shannon Hearn, Stewie Jew was a big kick, and he's a big man.
Yeah.
But Josh Drummond was a big kick, but he was elite. He would pinpoint you from 50 or 60 metres every time. Unbelievable kick for the footy.
Not a bad skill to have, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I can kick at 30, so pretty happy with that.
Maybe we need to measure Lee and Mitch and see how far their biggest kick is.
Open goal square with the win, I'm dribbling one in from 41, I reckon.
41.
Yeah, well, the best thing about when I played, like Lee would just, because I was a decent kick, I could kick it long, but I wasn't the greatest kick accuracy. But we had Alistair Lynch, Daniel Bradshaw, and Brownie in our forward line. And Lee just says, kick it in, just kick it in long and high. Yeah. So that would mark it, and Lee would go, oh, that was an awesome kick. I'm like, well, I would have fair bit, but thanks for marking that for us.
Yeah, see, we don't quite have that luxury in the old Div 2 reserves. If you launch one in there, it usually comes back over your head pretty quickly.
Yeah, so if I just aim at the goals, if it was straight and long enough, it'll go through. If it wasn't, one of the big fellas would catch it. So it was good.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. And then the next question came from Michael. He said, this was something I do definitely remember you doing quite a few times. What was your favourite time you sold the dummy to the man on the mark and kicked a goal? You used to love the old throw the man on the mark, didn't you?
It was always last minute decisions. I can't even remember doing it. Like, it was I'm thinking I'm running in and I haven't concentrated and watched where the mark is. And he's tricked me and gone back further, but then he's run up. I'm like, oh no. What am I going to do? I've got to go around him. But there was a couple of times, I can't specifically remember any time where I did it. There might have been a time at Brisbane where I did it, but I can't remember who I was playing against. My footy career and specific games, there's certain things I remember, but there's a lot of things that have just gone.
Yeah, true. I might try and I'll try and track them down for you, mate, and make a little highlights package if you want.
Yeah, that'd be good. Send them through to the kids so that make sure they're goals, right?
Yeah, obviously. Definitely no behinds.
Yeah.
Very sure.